Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Empire Secrets. I'm your host, Mariana Henninger. And on today's episode, I want to have a heart to heart. I want to just share with you what's in my heart right now, what I'm seeing in the online space, what I feel like is shifting, what's getting really old, what is not cutting it anymore. And I know that I speak to marketers. If you're listening to the episode, chances are you are an online business owner. Chances are you do digital marketing. And this is why you want to learn how to build trust faster so you can accelerate sales. Like, this is what I'm all about. And other ninja digital marketing tactics, which we share, and strategies really that we share with guests on the show. So if you're here, chances are you get bombarded by ads, you get bombarded by other people wanting to sell their offers. Chances are you are constantly thinking about how people are doing this. How are they approaching you? How are they connecting with you? Are they connecting with you? Are they just going straight for the jugular? Are they using things that seem like connection and are not? And I'm going to give you some examples of things that have happened to me recently where I'm like, wow, this is so out of touch. And the reason I want to make this a really heartfelt episode is because I see these things happening in the marketplace and it makes my heart break a little. I think that the best and truest sales, the strongest business models come from developing a relationship with the people that you serve. They come from caring about them in such a deep way that you might even lose sleep if your people are putting in the work and are not getting results. And not lose sleep because you're worried about it, but lose sleep because you want to think of ways to help them better. Like, how can I make sure, do everything in my power to get them results, assuming that they are doing the work, right? Obviously, if people buy your program and are not doing the work, you're not responsible for that. You can't make the horse drink. But if they are doing the work and there's still some gaps or there's some challenges that they've had that maybe you've never come across, you are there for them and you stick to your promise of helping them get results and being the person that they honored and chose with their investment and with their time to get them to the finish line. And that is, to me, one of the most important values of an online coach, of an online course creator. So earlier this week, I think, yeah, it was Amy Porterfield. She'd actually made a post on Instagram. It was a carousel. And one of the things she talked about was how trust is in an all time low and what she's doing to be more transparent, to share more, to give people more time to decide whether they want to buy her program or not. And funny enough, Brenda McCowan, who's a friend of mine, whose program I have taken and loved, the pre-launch plan program, she also mentioned this post because in it, Amy talked about how she's giving people more time to decide whether to buy because right now people are taking more time to decide. And she's feeling that in the marketplace. A lot of us are feeling this in the marketplace. But anyway, so I made a comment on that post about how building trust faster is where it's at because it's all good and fine to build trust. But if it takes you months and months and months, and if it means that you're tethered to social media, if it means that you're constantly having to do the exhaustive work of trying not only to show up and be seen, but then to actually make a difference and be remembered, and then even better, trying to be positioned as the go-to in your niche, trying to be thought of every time people think of the problem that you solve, if they think of you, that is like the positioning that we all want to achieve, right? If somebody thinks of your problem, for in my case, if somebody thinks of I need to accelerate my sales, that sales are taking way too long, I can't be everywhere, I can't get every single person that I want to have a conversation with, that I want to sell to eventually if it's a good fit on a Zoom call, I can't do that. I want to scale my business faster. But I want to do that in a way that is truly aligned with my values. It's not salesy, it's not gimmicky, it's not icky, it's not like a money grab. I don't treat you like my personal ATM. I treat you and respect you for who you are. I see your soul, you see my soul. It sounds very woo-woo, but it really is about human connection and at its in its deepest, darkest core. That's what I believe in. And so I want people to think, when they think of that, I want them to think of me. And as you're trying to achieve that in the marketplace. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, building trust faster. So getting there faster is where it's at. That's the comment that I made on Amy Porterfield's post. And maybe a day or two later, I get a DM from somebody who didn't decide to follow me on Instagram, like just DM'd me straight up. And she said, "Hey, I love connected." So I didn't see whether she followed me or not when I saw the message pop up. And it was, "Hey, I love making entrepreneurial friends. I saw your comment on Amy's post. What is your offer about?" And at first, actually the first half of the message when I read it, I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I'll say hi." I thought it was sweet. I thought it was great. She saw my comment. She wanted to connect. So if she's asking me what my offer is, she did not even go to my profile. Like, dude, you can go to my profile on Instagram right now, add brand magnetic, and you can very easily see what I'm about because I've done the work. I made it very clear what I do and what I help people with, who I help, what we do here. And the fact that you're asking me this is clearly you are fishing for leads. Clearly you're fishing for leads and you're doing it in a terrible way because you're not even coming with value. Like, if you had at least followed me, I could have maybe given you the benefit of the doubt that, I wonder if I'm not clear enough on my profile. But all you're doing is acting like a vulture on somebody else's post and finding people who you think are dumb enough to be sold to in this way. And that's actually a point I want to make, that I believe that we are way more sophisticated than we are, that we don't need to resort to tactics like this. And in fact, the time has come where these things are getting old. Unless you are brand spanking new to the online space, and even folks who are not, viciously targeted, like people who have online businesses, even folks who are just scrolling online, I see comments of people that follow influencers who are saying like, "Man, everything is now a course. Everything is a program. Everything is a thing that you sell." Even from folks who are not targeted and who are not, deep in it 24/7. And so you can only imagine the people like me who are deep in it 24/7, who are constantly surrounded by people trying to sell them something. And so when you come at me without even giving me a follow, without even taking 2 seconds to look at my profile, like, F off, my friend. No, no, no. Like, the worst part of it is I'm not actually personally bothered. The worst part of it is I know she's doing this to other people, and it just breeds the worst kind of mistrust in the marketplace. It makes everyone look bad, and this is where I feel like my mission, and this is where I'm gonna pivot to, like, talking from the heart here. I truly believe that my mission is to break free from these icky tactics. When I feel like things are getting so noisy, they're getting so nasty, they're getting so cheap. AI is creating better content, so there is more content out there. And I think that about a year ago, AI content was terrible. And people, I feel like some people knew that. And so they weren't using AI content all the time. And now that it's spitting out good content, there's actually decent content, but there's so much of it. So the noise level has gone up tremendously. On average, people see about 6% of your content on social media. That is nothing. That is terrible. And so what happens is we're fighting through the noise, but we're trying to do it at scale through these tactics that are also terrible. When you reach out to somebody and you haven't done 1 second of research, like literally would have taken her 5 seconds to go on my profile and see what I'm about. But without doing that, you come across as, all I want is your money. I don't actually care what you're going to say. All I'm going to say is, no matter what you say, I'm going to say that you're a good fit for my offer and I can help you and I can this and I can that. This is my manifesto. I truly believe that there's a way to scale with heart, that there's a way to connect with people that can make them see you as a human being. I wanna work with people, and this is something I was chatting with my copywriter about. We were discussing, like, how to identify my true soul mate clients, right? Like, the people that I love to work with on their brand video, and that is the one big differentiator. I actually don't really care what you sell. I don't you could sell anything. I just helped my student Morgan publish her brand video, and she sells skirts that have a flap, and you can go hiking and you can squat and pee without having to take your shirt off or your skirt off. And I can help you sell anything. I can truly help you sell anything. But I don't want to help you if I feel like you look at people as a number on your striped screenshot. If you look at people as just leads, I actually really don't like saying the word leads. I use it sometimes in marketing because that's what people use. That's how they say it, cold leads. But to me, they're just people. You listening to this episode, you are not a lead to me. You are a person. You have a passion, you have a drive for what you do. Chances are that's why we connected, and that's why you're here, and that's what I love about you, and I will bet that's what your clients will love about you too. And my entire mission in this business is to help you package that in a way that everyone can see it. So you're not hiding, so you're not having to just show up as the person who knows their stuff, who gives value, who's the expert. I wanna help you bring that beautiful, deep passion, drive, this mission that you have, this thing that makes you do what you do. Yeah, I'm sure you're doing it for money because you have to pay your bills and you wanna live a good life and you wanna spend time with your family, but you care about what you do. And that is the thing that I feel gets hidden when you show up as the expert. When all you're doing is this is how I can help you because I'm a ninja, because I can do this, and here's my testimonials, and here's my experience, here are my accolades. This is my funnel, here's the cheat sheet, here's the quiz. Oh my gosh, we get it. But even if we don't, the important part is that we first wanna connect with you as a human. We first wanna know that actually you are an amazing person who happens to be an expert at what they do. And this is, to me, the missing piece in digital marketing today is that humanity. It's that connection, it's that relationship. It's that the thing that we forge by interacting with each other and by building each other up, especially in the relationship of guide, right? Like, I want to pay you because I want you to guide me. I want you to take me out of this problem. And I trust that you have the way to get there. And so, with all that said, this is my mission. The other thing that came across, let me try to remember what it was. So, that was the comment from, oh, yeah, okay. So this was actually a little less egregious. It was from somebody that I know in the online space. But here's the thing, we haven't connected in probably a year. The last time we connected, she had promised me she was going to do some stuff for me and like promote me in some ways. And I was like, great, I'm happy to serve your audience. I'm happy to come and share. And I actually followed up with her a good like 2 or 3 times, if not more. And that never panned out. And I was like, you know what? It's probably not a good time right now. That's okay. Move it on. It's all good. She teaches like very beginners. So on top of that, okay, so which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's going to make sense a little bit later on in the story, which is she reaches out to me out of the blue. And the way that she framed what she was going to say really kind of threw me for a loop because she framed it as like, oh my gosh, I have the coolest opportunity for you. And I was like, great. Like, who wouldn't be happy hearing that? And she sends me a voice memo, and you would not believe what the opportunity was. The opportunity was that I could buy a ticket to her event at for 50% off. Her event. It's not even from I'm not her target audience. I'm not a beginner. I'm not like 0 to 5K. And it got, and it just I was like, "Man, I get it that when we're in full promotion mode, right? You have an event, you want to fill seats, you're launching right now and all you want to do is get people in the door. But we have to remember what relationships all about. We have to remember that the people that we're selling to are most likely being sold to by a bunch of other people too. And the thing that's going to make us stand out is the thing that makes us show up as a human, makes us connect with them, makes us know, it makes us let them know in their heart that we truly, truly care about them and that it's not just about the number. It's not just about the money. Yes, we care about the money. Yes, we're building a business and not a hobby. But at the end of the day, we want to see them succeed, and their success is our success. And it's not just about selling spots in your event, in your program. It's not just about collecting leads and DMing leads from somebody's comments on their reels. Dude, it's about connection. It's about relationship. I go to bed at night because I know I help people do something that would be really, really tough for them to do on their own. I go to bed at night because I help people create something that makes them shine and makes other people react to that video and say, "I'm inspired by you. I feel connected to you. I see you now." I've had clients where their clients, their audience had listened to their podcast for over a year and said, "I've been listening to you for over a year on your podcast. And now that I've watched this video, I feel like I truly know you." That's priceless. That is priceless. When you can package your magic into a 2 to 3 minute video that people watch and they never see you in the same way again, wow. That's what I love doing. And I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable right now and say that I feel like I'm kind of still dialing the radio where I know that the message is there, but I'm offering Video Accelerator is probably not gonna exist in this format for very much longer. In fact, this might be the very last round that I run of the Brand Video Accelerator in this way because it's a lot of handholding. It's a lot of time and attention and care, and I care about every single second of every single brand video that comes out of this cohort, and it's actually not a good business model at all for me. It's much more profitable for me to work with folks that are in the 7, 8-figure range and to do beautiful brand videos for them and to ship it and on to the next one, to maybe work on their social media content. After that, keep them on as clients. But what I love is the person that's hidden and that the internet can't see because you're buried under so much content and so much noise and so many emails in people's inboxes. I care about the person who it's kind of easy to unsubscribe from them because we don't really know who they are and we don't care. I care about the business owner who's building a business because they truly, truly are passionate about helping other people with their area of expertise. So, do I have a 7-figure business? Not yet, but I'm following my heart. And this is the thing that moves me and that makes me alive is to bring people's magic out into the real world. I want other people to see your magic too. And so this was not meant to be a pitch, but this was only meant to be speaking from the heart. But I do want to tell you that next week, I am teaching a masterclass called The Trust Triggers. If you have been on my podcast, you've heard me talk about the trust triggers, where I'm diving even deeper into the 4 trust triggers and how to accelerate sales by creating an instant connection with cold leads, cold audiences. See, I use the word leads because that's what I'm using on my webinar page, but really with people who are just getting to know you. That's what a cold lead is. Nothing else but a person that's just landed on your profile, just landed on your email list. How can you create an instant connection with them? And that masterclass will also be the first day of the official opening of Brand Video Accelerators. That's on Tuesday, April 22nd at either 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern. Let me double check. Yes. So I believe that is 2 p.m. Anyway, so with that said, you can join me at brandmagnetic.com/masterclass to get your free ticket. Come and join me. I will be doing an extensive Q&A afterwards. This is your chance to ask me your question. I know that some folks charge VIP tickets to be able to ask questions. I'm not doing that. You can have access to me. We can meet. We can have fun. It's going to be a beautiful connection party. It's going to be an amazing opportunity to talk about how to make yourself undeniable, how to create that instant connection, top of funnel, so that when people first meet you, they never forget you. I don't want you to be buried under thousands of different posts. under a million different emails. I don't want you to be dying from like shouting to be heard above the noise. Like it is a killer. It is the fastest way to burn out, in my opinion, when you are fighting fire with fire, when you're literally trying to be heard, but you're singing the same tune and you're being drowned out. Creating an instant connection is the fastest way to accelerate your sales. It's the fastest way to grow your business because once you have that connection, everything else is amplified. Every single time you show up, there's more impact. And I will help you do that. Come to the masterclass at brandmagnetic.com/masterclass. Invite your business friends who you feel have this pain point that they're amazing, but people aren't seeing it. It's taking so long. They have to meet people on Zoom in order for them to see that magic in action. Bring them to this masterclass. And I cannot wait to see you there. Come with your questions, connect with me. When you sign up for that masterclass, go ahead and just reply to that email. Tell me what your questions are. Tell me what you're struggling with, and we will address it. I will bring you up by name in the masterclass, and we will get your questions answered. Thank you so much for tuning in to Empire Secrets. Thank you for listening to my heart song today. This is really, I feel like I've been thinking about this for a long time, that it's been a while since I've shared why I do what I do, why I care about this business. I can't tell you, like, there have definitely been times where I'm like, does this make sense? I could be making so much more money doing other things. I could be making so much more money working for a big company, being a story consultant. I could be a filmmaker. I could go back to news, to journalism, to documentary. I could work in commercials. I could be doing a lot of things. But I found this thing that I love, which is to help individual business owners who are small, who have small teams, who are trying to build the business of their dreams, helping other people who are values driven. And if that's you, you're my people, and this class is for you. Come on Tuesday. I will see you on Tuesday at the Trust Triggers Masterclass. So go to brandmagnetic.com/masterclass, and I will see you there, my friend. Have a great rest of your week. Ta-ta for now. Bye.